first, welcome to my 2 minutes warm up by Reiq. Well, I made this video just to let you know how do I warm up in the morning when I wake up. And basically what I do is to find the rib cage and try to find the torso, and using photographs and using reference to warm up, and that helps me to remember things that I forget and get used to the human form. So what I do is in these 2 minutes is first to find the rib cage like this, and then try to find the pelvis and the relationship between them. I think that's important. Then after that I throw the lines on almost a straight line for the arms and legs and everything, and I try to keep I try to measure and then make those marks as I draw, so you can see exactly, you can have a feeling for what the overall pose is. So I think that's better if you work the overall figure instead of just torsos or just feet or something, because the body is a unit, and everything affects everything, and if you can get those how you call that the flow of the limbs and torso working, then I think that's a good way to practice. And obviously you can practice faces and practice other things. That for me, I think that's a good way to practice in the morning. Try to get the overall figure and try to be loose with my strokes, be able to be accurate and simple. So the more accurate and simple I am, the more easy for me is to do these drawings and focus on things I want to learn. I try to be fast, like 2 minutes, and that's a good way of practicing as well your speed if you are working with an illustration. And then this is a good way to practice. The more you draw, the more you see differences, and the more you see how the muscle works and what affects other things. I look for the shoulders. Shoulders are really important because they describe a lot of the character and the pose. The shoulders can say a lot of things about the character, as well as the hands and body posture. But I think the shoulders can be something important to considerate when doing these warm-ups. And I try to keep the shapes simple, especially the arms and especially the legs, and they have this cone shaped. So my arms, I try to have a gesture. In this case, as you can see, I'm doing this with a stick, like a stick figure. But even then, I'm thinking which sides of the stick figures I'm using. What is this area here, and is it inside or outside? In this case, it's inside, but I use that as a reference to build the figure and to give the proportions. That's how you give the proportions. You draw the torso, and then from that torso I try to give the limbs in a realistic proportion size. But as I said, the most important thing here is to find the rib cage, then the pelvis, and how they are connected and what is the relationship between them. That requires a lot of practice, especially to find the rib cage. Is more like a skill you develop after seeing a lot of pictures, doing a lot of live drawings. And once you know where is the space of that rib cage and how much space it requires inside the body, then you can really start placing other things. Because I think not only about what I'm drawing, but I think what is inside that body. So I think about, I don't draw it, but I see it. I see where are gonna be the clavicle, or where is gonna be placed the arms and the shoulders. How? So I think those things, I think about it, and then I draw them. Like how three-dimensional the figure is as well is important, and that you can solve that with the cylinders and then you can draw cylinders and find the right angle and position. So if you really simplify things, I think that's the best way. I recommend you to do drawings, proper drawings of the rib cage in front, side view, then why not connect those things with the pelvis and everything, and see those differences, see how, and analyze what is happening in the body, and if you were doing that pose, does it look natural? Does it look okay? And that's what you learn with these warm-ups. They're pretty fast, 2 minutes. But don't be afraid of like these 2 minutes. You can try 5 minutes or something. So you know, it takes time being able to develop this way of seeing things. So I like to throw a line, and that line is my proportion, and that proportion I can measure. Well, I think it's gonna be long, but I do that with a line. I don't draw the leg and then compare. I draw the line and compare, and if I don't like it, I extend that line and I keep going. So try to avoid drawing something completely and then figure it out as you go. Sometimes I do it like here, but I have like our idea of organization of elements overlapping over others. So yeah, like there are many things to look to try to understand, you know, the pelvis, and in this case there's a lot of perspective, so I have to figure out where is going to be that knee, where is it going to be bending, and with time and practice you will understand how those knees and those elbows, what is the shape it takes, you know. It's the same with clothes. When you see the folds, they are originating in some part. So there are folds in the skin, and if you can figure out those folds with time, practice and everything, then it will become more like well, I know this fold is in the skin, is created in this area because this and that and that, and that this and that and that is what I'm talking about, the rib cage. As you can see, that's the first thing I did. Then I figured out the perspective of the pelvis easily, and then I threw the lines and I did the proportions. So it's a good way to practice how can you build your own way of drawing and being fast, and to a certain point accurate. And that's what I've been doing. I have been doing a lot of live drawing classes, and those classes are awesome because you get to draw the figure, and I like to draw the whole figure all the time, most of the time, because that's what I do, draw the whole thing. And yeah, so that's my advice. I'm using photograph, some reference, because I like to study, you know. And if you can make things faster and shortcuts, you see now how fast I am getting, and the lines are getting better. That's like because I did a bunch of drawings already, and you know, I think about direction, pose, weight, and rib cage and all that. All those relationships have to be taken into account while you do it. So keep it simple, have fun, and spend some time learning the shapes of the rib cage and the pelvis and everything. I'll put some links in my website of images of rib cage and stuff like that. So make sure to check that, and please check my Facebook, my Tumblr, and my DeviantArt. And I'll try to put more stuff in the future. And as I said, I'm done. Thank you. Wow.